for joining us. I know you've joined at least a couple of our fan Q&A sessions. That's awesome. Thank you. Paul's a like extreme offender. And Chris, Renee. Great. Second time from the Mile High City. Welcome, Andrew, Annalise, Eric is coming prepared. I saw a post that Eric did where he literally had Tres Hombres album cover on his turntable and stated he's preparing for this show, which is really cool. So he did some studying on maybe all 30 of the different trios. And it actually ends up being not quite 30. And the reason why is, well, it's just the way it worked out. But a bunch of the absolute top trios, not just in rock, but in music. We didn't get to jazz. That'll be a whole other show, but R&B, soul, little pop, and rock. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There's some neat stuff. I have the benefit of putting these together, and I get to learn stuff too about artists that I'm not familiar with as much as the ones that I am in my lane. But first, I want to point something out. After each round, and there's 3 general rounds and then a winner's round, and the 3 general rounds get to spin one of, I think it's 5 different prize wheels. I'm going to show a video, and then the winners get to spin a special wheel. And like Paul writes, you may win a guest VJ spot. And we're actually meeting, I think it's tomorrow, to scheme his second appearance in doing so. So here's what the prizes are all about. Real quick, here we go. I think. There we go. You got music items. You got electronics. You got fashion. Health and beauty. And if you happen to have pets, we're a big pet family, not just my wife and I, but everyone in the family. And I want to give a shout out to 2 sponsors, and they both have sets of gifts, one of them on 2 prize wheels, one of them on the music prize wheel. We'll start with the latter. This is really cool. This is cool stuff. Check this out. Concert journal. As soon as the video decides to play. What concert would be your first entry if you had an ultimate concert journal? Your most recent concert? Your next concert? Or would you go way back like me and enter your first concert? For me, it was Led Zeppelin. Now you can with the I Was There personalized music performance diary premium hardcover book. This is for all live music fans who experience live shows from clubs to stadiums. And what an amazing keepsake, and it makes a great gift. Use Drum Talk TV 25 at checkout for a one-time 25% discount, so load up. Get yours now via the link in the post. Or you might win one. And this next set of items, this is really cool. These are on the household prize wheel and the music prize wheel. And by the way, if you need help getting set up, you could see in the chat, Stephen Help. Steve is our customer service agent for today and also a co-producer. So you can message Steve if you have issues, and check out what we have for you from Bevy. And these are on 2 prize wheels as soon as the video decides to play. There we go. Let's do that a different way. How about just open? Here we go. Let me ask you something. What drinking vessel are you? The beer can glass? The pint? The tumbler? The rocks? The stemless wine glass? Finally, classy vessels for your favorite beverage to chill with that reflect your identity. There are even enough designs to start a band. Drum Talk TV fans get 15% off at the link in the post using Drum Talk TV at checkout. There you go. Okay. So let's let this game rip. We'll get started. Going to go into game mode real quickly. Is everyone ready? Yeah. Okay. And I see there's someone in the waiting room, Steve. I can't move my notification thing, but I can do that. Okay. So your phone's the controller. You're going to log into ccg.buzz, which you see in the top left corner of your screen on your phone, or a second browser window that you want to pull away from the other so you can toggle back and forth. And you want to put in the code when it asks for a code, 3TCC. And after each round, you'll log not out of Zoom, but you'll log out of the game, because I reset it, and then you'll put in a new code. That way, each game has its own set of scoring rather than accumulating. In December, we're going to do a championship game amongst everyone that can make it, who's ever won any of these. And I think we'll make it so that all the rounds accumulate points. We'll test that amongst our team and see how that goes. So you want to go on to ccg.buzz, put in 3TCC, and I'm going to show the first question in just a moment here. Gonna check one more setting. There's like more buttons and levers and knobs and stuff than I really should be allowed to mess with. So here we go. You know what? I'm going to change my glasses for a better reading experience. Here we go. Which Rush song has the lyric "Invisible airways crackle with light, bright antenna bristle with the energy"? Is it Limelight, Red Barchetta, Subdivisions, or The Spirit of Radio? If everyone were to get it right, the first one to answer gets the most points. That's part of the strategy of the game. Ping. All right, let's look at how your guesses pan out. Ooh, 50% for Limelight, 50% for Spirit of Radio. And again, the quicker you get the right answer, the more points you get. Correct answer is Spirit of Radio. Next question. Oh, let's take a look at that leaderboard. Oh, let's give you your real names. We'll get to that later. And do put in your real name, please. Okay, there we go. We've got Renee's on top, a returning champion, followed by a returning champion, Paul, then Eric, then Steve. By the way, I should mention that there are members of the Drum Talk TV team playing along with you. And if one of them wins, well, basically you're asked out. No. They won't get to win. The next person down wins if they're not a Drum Talk TV staffer. And those of you watching live on Facebook and YouTube, follow the breadcrumbs. It doesn't cost anything to play the games, and you have a chance to win if you play. You can even play from not even being here, but by following the dots. No, you do have to be in Zoom, now that I think of it. So follow the breadcrumbs. We'd love to see you. Question 2 of 8, round 1 of 3 general rounds. Here we go. Which Cream song features the lyric, "I've been waiting so long to where I'm going"? Is it Sunshine of Your Love, White Room, Badge, or Tales of Brave Ulysses? Notice that you have 10 seconds to answer, but you want to answer as quickly as you can. 67 for Sunshine, 33 for White Room. The answer is White Room. Probably their most popular song, Sunshine of Your Love being probably second in my uneducated guesstimation. That's just what I'm thinking. Annalise leaped, frogged all the way to the top, followed by Don the Great. But look how the board changed. Wow. But that's the thing about this game. Anything can happen. We've seen people totally in the tank, 2 questions before the end, and then they end up winning. If you're not sure, just throw a dart. Don't poke anyone in the eye. Just be careful. Question 3. What was ZZ Top's first major hit single? Sharp Dressed Man, Legs, Tush, or LaGrange? Hold on, I'm getting something from the news desk here. Okay. That last question was incorrect, actually. But thankfully, it's not at the end, because that makes a difference. Not sure what happened. I was given the wrong information. And I should know that. ZZ Top's first major single. A little bit of voting for everybody, which means some dart throwing went on. That's totally okay. And it's LaGrange. Annalise still on top. Good job. Followed by Don the Great, Eric, Elliot, Mark, James, Andrew, Renee, Stephen. Good job. Good job, everybody. Hang in there. Anything can happen. Question 4 of 8. Which classic Stevie Wonder song did Beck, Bogart, and Appice famously cover? What a great band that was. Carmine's the only one left, unfortunately. Well, fortunate that he's left. You know what I mean. Signed, sealed, delivered, living for the city, superstition, or higher ground. All amazing Stevie Wonder hits that he played drums on. Stevie did. Let's see them. There are guesses. A little bit of everything other than higher ground. The correct answer is Superstition. What a great song to cover. Don the Great shoots to the top, followed by 4 points by Mark. Elliot, 1 point behind. James and Karen playing together. And Eric, Andrew, Annalise, Paul, everyone else has floaties on. Don't worry, we're coming for you. All right. Second half of the first round with question 5. And if you're just joining us and you're new, reach out to Stephen Help in the chat. If you've returned and you know what to do, jump right in. What classical piece did ELP adapt into the song Pictures at an Exhibition? Was it Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition, Holst's The Planets, or Beethoven's Fifth Symphony? Watch out for trick questions, by the way. Or trick answers. Nothing for the planets, a little bit of everything else. And the answer is, not so coincidentally, Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition. What a beautiful rendition they did with that. Live, it's amazing. Just live with a full orchestra on the Works tour. Unbelievable. Wish I could do that with a band and the orchestra. Imagine the catering bill, though. All right. Mark leaps to the top, followed 1 point behind by Elliot. We got a nose and nose there, neck and neck, and then some other close calls there. Good job. Question 6 of 8, but only if you're ready. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. What Triumph song begins with the line, "It's getting late, the sun's going down"? Is it Fight the Good Fight, Lay It on the Line, Magic Power, or Hold On? What a great trio band. Another one out of Canada, eh, hosers? Anyone here in Canada or from Canada, by the way? Go ahead and put it in the chat if you are. Just curious. You might have an inside track on some of these questions, which is really stereotyping. Like, they're from Canada. They must know everything about Canadian bands, right? Hey. Ooh, a little bit of everything. The answer is bam. Fight the Good Fight. I remember where I was and who I was with and how loud it was, and a room full of reactions when the lead singer of the band I was in, Assault, in 80 that came out, maybe, put the record on, and we hadn't heard nothing on the radio yet, and we just freaked. They were so good. Not only were they so good, the production was amazing. Big, fat sound. They sounded live. And Rick Emmett's voice, his guitar playing, so good. The whole band, really cool. 2 left. What was Crosby, Stills, and Nash's debut album title? Was it Daylight Again, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Deja Vu, or Four-Way Street? Now, I want to chime in on this. It might not always be what you think. Genesis didn't have a self-titled album until like their 14th album or something like that. The album Genesis came out in the 90s, if I remember right. And it was called Genesis. And they had a whole lexicon of it. Yeah. Crazy. And then you got the album Houses of the Holy by Led Zeppelin that didn't include the song Houses of the Holy. It came on the next album, Physical Graffiti, which was made up mostly of leftovers. So the answer is, bam, it is Crosby, Stills, Nash. I just kind of used that as an example of how it maybe couldn't have been, or might not have been, or wouldn't have been if it was something I'm sure of. Look at the leaderboard. Mark's on top. Mark, I think you did this once, I think, with us. Is that right? Well, you're killing it right now. Let's see what happens with the last question I thought I saw another returning champion. I thought I saw Chin joining. Maybe he's waiting for the next round to start, lying in wait. First time he played, he came out of nowhere and beat everybody. Like the next person behind him was like 300 or 400 points behind him. It was like, what's going on here? Dan's texting him the answers. What's happening? All right, question 8. Here we go. Which song was written by Bob Dylan but made famous by Peter, Paul, and Mary? I grew up listening to that in my house. Puff the Magic Dragon, Leaving on a Jet Plane, Lemon Tree, or Blowing in the Wind? My parents listened, especially my mom, to that particular album over and over with Leaving on a Jet Plane and Puff the Magic Dragon. I think I had a book, Puff the Magic Dragon, as well. I remember it had a line drawing, watercolored dragon, Puff the Magic Dragon. Some people speculated it was smoking LSD or something, but they claim it was not about drugs. There you go. Stereotyping, right? Those darn hippies. Guess this answer. Blown in the Wind, which means there we go. Big hand for Mark. Awesome. A new winner. Mark, you can go ahead and turn on your, I almost said turn on your amp. I'm multitasking. Give me a break. And I'm going to pull up the prize wheel as soon as I find it again. So one of my many browsers. Bear with me.
We don't know.
What's that? Okay, here it is. All right. So, Mark, other than the prize wheel, the winner's prize wheel, you get to pick from one or the other. So you got electronics, health and beauty, fashion, pets, household essentials, or music. Which would you like to pick? And then I'll pull up the wheel. You'll say spin. I'll click it and it'll spin. Is Mark unmuted? Oh, there you are, Mark. Sorry. He's plugging in his mic. By the way, folks, can hear you. When I look over here, I'm seeing you.
I was hoping to use the other mic, but we'll use the good one.
No worries. Sounds good.
Yeah, music.
Music. Okay, so we'll go to the music one. Here we go. And when you're ready, say spin, and I'll click it, and it'll randomly do its thing.
Spin.
There we go. Everyone cheer him on. Let's see what he gets. Let's see what he gets. Let's see what he gets. What does he get? What does he get? I like that the nothing thing is there. It's like, a vintage microphone robot lamp. Congratulations. Aja will reach out to you, get your information, and we'll get that sent out. By the way, if anyone's playing that played our last game last month, the prizes are going out. We did some switcheroos, different provider for a couple of things. We're back on track. Those prizes are going out. So congratulations, Mark. Awesome work. And we're going to go to the next round. It takes me just a moment to set up. So all of you go ahead and log out of ccg.buzz. I'll pull up the next game, and I'm going to show a video for those of you who may not be familiar with our membership site. Watch this video while I go ahead and set up the next game. I'll just take a moment.
Rough day? Get away from the craziness and come take a fun break. Join the Drum Talk TV Brilliance membership site, an online virtual playground for all types of music fans. With your free club level membership, you get access to twice a month music themed game shows with a chance to win prizes. Access to the first 100 viral drumming and music videos. You won't believe your eyes and ears. A library of over 100 fun fact segments to hear artists say what they love to do outside of their music careers. A place for drummers to post videos playing to their favorite music where it won't get muted or pulled. Join the Drum Talk TV Brilliance free membership at buzz.drumtalktvbrilliance.com.
So real quick, we're doing something very special. Steve, go ahead and put that buzz.url in the chat. We're doing something super special. So for those of you who don't know, a week and a half ago, where we are based, where a few of us live, not all of us, in Globe, Arizona, which is in the mountains 100 miles east of Phoenix, approximately, we had a catastrophic flood here. Lost lives, a lot of property lost, a lot of wildlife, a lot of pets, and thankfully we're okay. Emotionally, it's jacked with us a bit because it's a very small community of 7,100 people. And for Drum Talk TV, I met with the Red Cross when they were here, and we're donating 1/3 of all the new memberships we bring in for the month of October to the Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund here in Globe for that cause. And we're dropping the price for the whole month to only $3. $3 a month, or only $30 a year. That's 75% off. So if you can, we'd love for you to join. There's all other kinds of fun stuff to do. It's not just for drummers, as you saw in the video. It's also for music fans, fan Q&A sessions. Some of you have participated in those with great artists, big artists, record executives, producers. So we'd love for you to come on board. And let's get back to the game. Round 2, log back into ccg.buzz. And then you're going to put in your new code, 77YQ. It's up there in the upper left. Give everyone a moment to do that. There's Chin. Welcome back, Chin. Don Reithwish, welcome. Andrew, welcome. Elliot, welcome. Chris, welcome. Mike, welcome. April, welcome. Mike, that's an inside joke. Nothing creepy. It's our granddaughter. Michael, she's 8, but she's real smart. Michael Castillo, she's not 8. She made us great grandparents. She needs to be put in the corner. Mark, welcome again. Dweezil Show, welcome. How are you? Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Then we got returning champion Renee, followed by returning champion Paul, followed by Eric. James and Karen, welcome. Cass, welcome. Annalise, welcome. Stephen, Enja. My wife, our human resources agent, production manager when we do live events, and helps me corral our 6 furries that we have here. Oh, today's our anniversary. 33 years? No, 13 years. She said it feels like 33 years being married. Okay. All right, everybody all set up with the new code? We'll go with round 2. Happy anniversary, hon. Here we go. First question. By the way, these rounds, unlike other games, sometimes we'll do the rounds by decades or something. These are just 3 rounds. Just mixed bag, each one. Here we go. Which Robin Trower album features the song Bridge of Sighs? Is it Caravan to Midnight, For the Earth Below, Bridge of Sighs, or Victims of the Fury? And before I show the guesses, you know, sometimes there's questions that'll seem really super easy. Even if everyone knows the answer and thinks it's super easy, it's still a matter of how quickly you answer and get the right answer. There's some questions that might be super easy to me, but maybe Steve doesn't know, or Enja doesn't. You know, we all have our lane, right? Our thing. So cool. Let's see what the answer to this is after we show the guesses. There we go. 59% for Bridge of Sighs, 6% for From the Earth. Let's see what the answer is. Bridge of Sighs. So Steven's on top, followed by Phil, followed by Mark, followed by Enja, Elliot, Paul, Eric, on and on. Go ahead, now that we're one question into the second round, in the chat, take a moment, please. Type in 1 to 5. You can add a comment if you'd like. 1 to 5. 5, you're doing so well, as good as you thought, or better than you thought. 1, you're in the tank, you're not sure, you're losing confidence, but don't worry, this is a safe place. It's just for fun. It's to get away from the nonsense, the craziness on the news, the argument at the dinner table. Well, unless James and Karen had an argument before they came to the game. But anyhow, let's see how everybody's doing. Let's look at the chat real quick. Eric now has Zenyatta Montana on the turntable. Cool. I'm way behind on messages. Let's see. Oh, Chris says tonight is hard. It might get easier. 3.14. Nice. From Dweezil Show. Chris also says tonight is hard. A solid 2, but feeling confident. Good 2s. 2, if not 1, from Renee. 5, better than I thought, from Mark. Wow, you won around. Enja, 4, not bad. 2, Paul. Everyone's hanging in there. Good. Okay. Here's some more. Pie. Yeah, exactly right. I caught that too. 3.14. Everyone type in their favorite pie flavor. All right. Question. I heard Enja laugh from like 40 feet away in the other room. Question 2, round 2. Here we go. Which two legendary musicians co-founded the band UK? One of my favorite bands. Was it John Paul Jones and Steve Howe, John Wetton and Eddie Jobson, Bill Bruford and Jeff Beck, or Greg Lake and Keith Emerson? This is one of those examples. Some people may be like, "Oh, it's this." Other people like, "Who the hell is UK?" Oop, little bit of everything from everybody, and the answer is John Wetton, the late great John Wetton, and Eddie Jobson. All right. Leaderboard, Phil on top, Mark in second, creeping up again by only 8 points. Not bad. Followed by Steve, followed by Don, Chin, Paul, Elliot, Anja, Eric, James, Annalise. The rest of you are hanging in there. Don't worry. Just guess if you don't know. We've seen people win by guessing. Anjo guessed on me and she won. I think she won. All right, next question. Here we go. What's the title of Sublime's hit that begins with "Early in the morning, rise into the street"? Is it "What I Got," "Santeria," "Doing Time," or "Wrong Way"? You know, of all bands on the planet, I gotta say that I think Sublime, I'm just thinking through, yeah, I think Sublime may have my favorite logo of any band because it's the sun, and that, bam, is the only tattoo I have, the smiling sun. I was fascinated by that symbol as a kid, so I designed that kind of late to the party. I think I was 44 when I got my tattoo. Said, yeah, I'm going to get another one. That was 20 years ago. I still might get another one. Okay, let's see what the guesses are. Oh, a little bit of everything. I don't even remember the right answer to this. See, I need to get into them. I got their logo practically on my arm. It's Santeria. All right. Don the Great, followed by Chin, returning champion. Steven's doing really well. Not that I would expect you not to. Mark Zudkov, Phil F, Paul Wrights, Cass, Elliot, and then, okay, moving on. Question 4, and then we'd be done with the first half of round 2. Which Pointer Sisters song won a Grammy for Best Pop Performance by a Duo for the group of 1985? Was it "Jump for My Love," "Slow Hand," "I'm So Excited," or "Neutron Dance"? And yes, the Pointer Sisters did become a trio at one point for a while. There's your guesses. Sometimes I see that, and if I don't know the answer, I assume if there's a lot of votes, okay, I guess that's the answer, but it isn't always that. But this time it is. There you go. Jump for Love. Everyone that voted for that. Vote? Is that the right word? I don't know. Chin is on top now, followed by Steve, followed by Phil F, Don the Great. Okay. And if by chance, oh, never mind. Okay. We're done with part 1 of round 2. We are now going to move to part 2 of round 2 with this question. Who played drums for Them Crooked Vultures? Was it Dave Grohl, my wife Anja Oni, Josh Homme, or Josh Freese? All right, let's see what the real answer is. It is Dave Grohl. Anja was in a different band. Can't say the name. It's a family show. All right. Chin still on top, followed by Phil, Stephen, Elliot, Paul, Cass, Anja. Not bad, folks. Not bad. Here we go. Moving along. Question 6. 3 left with this one. Which Stray Cat hit opens with the lyric "Black and Orange, Stray Cat Sitting on a Fence"? Is it "Rock This Town," "Stray Cat Strut," "Black Dog," or "Runaway Boys"? There's your guesses. There's the answer, "Stray Cat Strut." All right. That's a unique 3-piece. Very unique. Stand-up bass. The drummer standing up with just a snare drum most of the time, most of their career, right? Chin still on top. See far ahead he is? Wow. Almost 80 points. Followed by Phil, Elliot, Paul. Not bad, folks. It's a contest. It's a contest. Here we go. 2 left. Which Muse album features the track Knights of Sidonia? Black Holes and Revelations, The Resistance, Portion of Symmetry, or Absolution? And you should be absolution sure of your answer. Little bit of everything, but here's the answer. Black Holes and Revelations. Chin crushing it, still way out on top now, over 100 points ahead. All right. There's a little fun thing we're going to do that's a little different with round 3. All right, here we go. Last question of round 2. Anything can happen. If I mention that, anything can happen. Stay on your toes. Here we go. Get that finger ready. Get that, not that finger, Steve. Get your fingers ready. There we go. On which Rush album did Geddy Lee begin prominently using synthesizers? Permanent Waves, Moving Pictures, Hemispheres, or Signals? There are synthesizers on each of these albums. Which one did he prominently begin using them? Sorry, doggies, they all flinched. Ready? Here comes your votes. Ooh, the answer is Moving Pictures. I have to get a prop. Hold on. Because that's a Rush question that gave Chin the winning, I have to say
Chin has assumed control. Attention, all planets of the Solar Federation. Chin has assumed control.
if you're a Rush fan, you'll get that. All right. Congratulations, Chin. Welcome back. Let's pull up that. Yeah, absolutely, man. Wonderful to see you again. Here's your prize wheel selection right there. You've got electronics, health and beauty, fashion, pets, essentials, and music. Which would you like?
I'll take music, please.
Okay, sure. Let's go with music. Say the word and I'll spin.
Spin.
There we go. Cheer 'em on, folks. Those of you watching live on Facebook and YouTube, go ahead, follow the breadcrumbs, join us. You might win something really cool. Whoa. Oh, it's just awesome. The first person ever to win this from one of our wonderful sponsors. And because of that, I'm going to play their video again. Congratulations, Chin. Here's what he won. Yeah, absolutely. Aja will get your info. And here comes the video, I think. And for those watching on YouTube and Facebook, here's one of the things you have a chance to win. What concert would be your first entry if you had an ultimate concert journal? Your most recent concert? Your next concert? Or would you go way back like me and enter your first concert? For me, it was Led Zeppelin. Now you can with the I Was There personalized music performance diary premium hardcover book. This is for all live music fans who experience live shows from clubs to stadiums. And what an amazing keepsake, and it makes a great gift. Use Drum Talk TV 25 at checkout for a one-time 25% discount, so load up. Get yours now via the link in the post. Awesome. Coolness. That's a really neat thing. When I was talking to the gentleman who created this and he came on board, we were talking about it, and it hit me while we were talking, and that's why we wove it into the promo, where I said, oh, wait a minute. It's not just the next concert I'm going to. I can go all the way back and document all my history. And that in my first concert was Led Zeppelin. So it's really a cool product. And we're happy to have them on board. That's Medley merch. And they've got tons of other great stuff there. You can get that discount on anything they have. They got music clocks, all kinds of things. We'll have more videos coming out on our channels. But go ahead and log out of ccg.buzz so you can reset it and then log back in. You'll put in this code and I'm going to click a button that will, boom, change your names. So when we look at the leaderboard now, you won't know who's who. Only you will know who you are on the leaderboard because it shows up on your controller. It's kind of fun because then at the end, it's the big reveal of who the winner is. It's a lot of fun. And I got to give credit to my wife. That was her idea. I think. Was it, Enja? Oh, okay. All right. We'll make sure everyone. And then after you log in with the new code, go ahead, chime in. How you doing? 1 to 5. Rate the fun factor, please. Is it 1 like, Is it 3 like, well, or 5 like, this is great. This is better than a bad day at work. This is better than a good day at work. It's better than the argument at the table. It's better than stupid stuff on the news, which is important. But sometimes we just need a break, right? So I'm going to look at the chat. Fun is 5, but doing is at 2. All right. Pretty magnanimous, Paul. Thank you for that. And just says 4.556%. Okay. Right on. Always still a welcome break. Says, who wrote that? I can't say. Oh, Renee. Nice. Thanks, Renee. Great. Great. James and Karen, a 4. Nice. Great. Happy people are having fun. Mark says 3 now. Too many guesses, too many wrong. Hopefully you'll have fun, even if you flatten out. Elliot Goldberg, 5. Awesome. Hey, Vanessa. Welcome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Cool stuff. Here we go. Round 3. And then I'd like you to all hang out for the winners round because they have a special prize wheel with different stuff. Lots of fun. But this time, you'll see that your names are not your real names. So it'll be fun to see who the winner is at the end. We won't know. And I'll be calling people out. Oh, someone said the Sublime question was wrong. Really? Wow. I do some pretty fastidious research. Maybe some of those sources are on crack or something. Okay. Here we go. Where's the button? There it is. First question. Which Rush song was inspired by Samuel Taylor's Coleridge Home Kubla Khan? Was it Cygnus X1, Xanadu, The Necromancer, or The Fountain of Lamneth? Here's your guesses. Oh, a little bit of everything. I happen to know that that is, in fact, Xanadu. Place where you can live forever in paradise, but you can never leave. All right. So we got Baron Dude, followed by Curveball Captain. That's got to be my wife. I'm always getting curveballs. I leave for a trip. I come back. The house is completely rearranged. Tough, but maybe it's not her. I don't know. Tough Skippy, followed by Papa Zigzag. I smell skunk. Star Houdini, Brave Banjo, Mad Dog Mustang, Swift Orion, Zany Meatloaf, Happy Presto, Little Penguin, Wild Goofy, Swift Nomad, Amazing Sailor, Decaf Atlas. What a weird name. Snow Raven. Okay. Thanks for playing. Here we go. Question 2, round 3. What was Blink 182's first mainstream breakthrough single? What's my age again? Enja's always asking me, what's your age again? The Rock Show, All the Small Things, or Damn It? There's your guesses. The Rock Show got no love whatsoever. I've seen that happen, and that be the right answer. That happened like 3 or 4 times on our game last month. It's What's My Age Again? All right, we got Curveball Captain on top, followed by Papa Zigzag, Little Penguin, Baron Dude, Snow Raven, Tough Skippy, Star Houdini, Mad Dog Mustang holding right at the waterline with the floaties. All right, next we've got question 3. Which rare Hendrix track was one of the first to feature his experimental use of backwards guitar recording? I get an interesting anecdote after we look at the answer. Was it Are You Experienced, Third Stone from the Sun, Burning of the Midnight Lamp, or Love or Confusion? Guesses are You Experienced, Third Stone from the Sun, and Burning of the Midnight Lamp got love, but strangely enough, no love for Love or Confusion. Irony. Let's see what the answer is. It is Are You Experienced. Not only did he use recording backwards guitar, which later became a trend and a signature trait of psychedelia music of the psychedelia period, but Jimmy played those parts so that if you played the record backwards, it sounded like a real guitar solo. It was like in tune. You can hear him bending the strings. Very creative genius that man was. And now we all know him as Morgan Freeman, of course, as you all know. Maybe you don't all know that. Anyhow, interesting disappearing, reappearing act. Question 4. Which Primus song is best known for the theme for South Park? Was it Pork Soda, South Park theme, My Name is Mud, or Jerry Was a Race Car Driver? Ready? A little bit of everything. Coincidentally enough, it is South Park theme. So you never know. I could have thrown that in there. Sometimes I throw weird stuff in there. Looking at the leaderboard, on top still we've got Curveball Captain, Snow Raven, Tough Skippy, Papa Zigzag, etc., etc., etc. Okay, let's see. Moving along, question 5. Which song by the Ronettes was produced using his wall of sound technique? Using this wall of sound technique, was it Then He Kissed Me, Be My Baby, Leader of the Pack, or Baby Love? I'm trying to remember the answer. I think I know what it is. Let's see if you all guessed what I'm thinking. Some of you did. And the answer is Be My Baby, which was covered by Eddie Money. And then Ronnie Spector guested on it. That was amazing. That was really cool. That was a neat thing of inclusion there. Curveball Captain still on top, followed by Snow Raven, Tough Skippy, Happy Presto, and Brave Banjo. That's the 3-digit club for the Trios game show trivia game. Get it? Get it? Okay. Question 6. What was the Jam's final studio album? Was it The Gift, All Mod Cons, Sound Effects, or Setting Suns? Sound Effects is very clever. Little bit of everything, little bit of dart throwing, and that's always okay. Watch the leaderboard. The Gift, Curveball Captain still on top of Snow Ravens, catching up. It's a contest. All right. And now we've got only 2 more questions. Then the 3 winners face off, or 2 if a winner wins another round. That just the 2 of them face off. Here we go with the question. Which Husker Du album was their first release on a major label? Was it Flip Your Wig, Zen Arcade, I love that name, Warehouse, Songs and Stories, or Candy Apple Gray? First on a major label, not Dan's rinky-dink garage label. A little bit of everything. Here's the answer. Candy Apple Gray. Steve, I can't address that right now. Thank you, though. It's how it came over to me. It was a rare. Okay, so Steve's saying, are you experienced a rare track? Because that was part of the question. It was a rare technique that he used. The rare technique, the backwards thing. It was the first thing he did it on. So sorry for the confusion. Look at the leaderboard. Curveball Captain. Snow. It's kind of not changing a lot. So for some people, this round is their groove. For others, anyway. Last question of round 3. Here we go. Who was the original lead singer of the Supremes? Was it Martha Reeves, Mary Wilson, Florence Ballard, or Diana Ross? The original lead singer of the Supremes. Lead. That means they sung the lead singer. Does that make sense? Ange, I don't know what you got wrong, but she's racking her head trying to think of the answer, I bet. Yeah. It is Guessed Upon, and the answer is Martha just kidding. Diana Ross. That was her big beginnings. Yep, Diana Ross. Snow Raven jumped up above. See what happened there? But wait, watch this trick. The big reveal. Now you'll see who. Oh, it's Chris. Awesome. Is that Chris Castillo? You can turn your mic on. Or a different Chris.
It's the one. It's the one that won the whole thing last time.
I'm sorry, say that again. I'll turn my volume up.
It's the one that won the whole thing last time.
That's right. That was a freak. I don't want to say freak accident. That was a freak occurrence. That was amazing. That was really cool. Great job. Do you want the music wheel or do you want electronics, essentials, pets, fashion, health and beauty?
Okay, music.
Music. Okay. Music's popular today.
And
Say
let's
spin.
go.
All right.
Let's
There we
and
go.
spin.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, diddle-diddle-diddle-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. The music note crew socks. There you
Thank
go.
you.
You'll be styling when you're going to gigs, gigging, watching gigs on TV, listening to music,
Yeah.
just kicking it. There you go. Congratulations. And Aisha will get your info again, just so we have it on a new, fresh list. So now I'm going to ask everybody, please don't mess this up. Please, only the winners log in. Only the 3 winners log in while I change this up. And I'll find a fun video to play. Here's a fun one. Again, all about our membership site. Here you go. For those watching on Facebook, YouTube, for those of you who may have missed it, for those of you who don't know what it is, October special, $3 a month or $30 a year. A third of all the stuff we bring in for October goes to the Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund here where we're based in Globe, Arizona, where we had a horrible flood a week and a half ago. Here we go. Be right back with the new game.
Rough day. Get away from the craziness and come take a fun break. Join the Drum Talk TV Brilliance membership site, an online virtual playground for all types of music fans. With your free club level membership, you get access to twice a month music themed game shows with a chance to win prizes. Access to the first 100 viral drumming and music videos. You won't believe your eyes and ears. A library of over 100 fun fact segments to hear artists say what they love to do outside of their music careers. A place for drummers to post videos playing to their favorite music where it won't get muted or pulled. Join the Drum Talk TV Brilliance free membership at buzz.drumtalktvbrilliance.com.
And I've got horrible cotton mouth from talking so much. I'm going to jump up and grab something while I show another video that'll show you how you can make money as a member of Drum Talk TV Brilliance. What? Maybe more than me. Here you go. Check it out. Be right back. I think it'll play. Should play. Here it comes. Log into the new code at the top there too. Let me just open the video for you. There we go. Hey everybody, Dan here from Drum Talk TV and Drum Talk TV Brilliance. Hey, how would you like to make bank by being a premium member of Drum Talk TV Brilliance? It's easy. Like, you're a music fan, right? That's why you joined. How many other music fans do you know, right? So what if they got a discount for joining if you referred them and you got $10 for each one you refer? I mean, you'd pretty much have to be a doofus like this to miss out on something like that, right? Because being fellow music fans, we all know fellow music fans. So go ahead, invite your friends with your own code. We'll tell you how in a minute, but that way you can enjoy things like our live stream concerts, our fan Q&As with big artists, producers, and record executives, our twice a month game shows, and other fun things in Drum Talk TV Brilliance with your friends while giving them a discounted invitation, and you make bank. So there you go. So follow the link in this post. If you're not already a premium member, become a premium member. And if you are a premium member, you'll get an email real soon to show how to get your own invite code where you can tell 2 friends and they'll tell 2 friends. Tell 20 friends. That's $200. Wait, what? You'd have to be like this to miss out on that. You're not like that, are you? Invite your friends. Let's have some fun together. Healthy escapism away from the nonsense and the drama and the craziness online on social. Join us, Drum Talk TV Brilliance. We're here for the fun of it. Oh, and at any time, you can become a premium member, refer your friends, and make some bank. There you go. Okay. There's your new code up there. We're going to go back to your real names. 15HM. Is that a new code or was that the code from the last one?
It's a new one.
Okay, thanks. I didn't take note of the one before. Okay, if everyone's ready, we'll get started. And away we go. Just the winners. And one of the reasons to hang out is to see what they win and see who wins. But also, you never know when questions are going to show up in another game. What? Okay, here we go. Question 1. Who is the guitarist for the classic James Gang lineup? And I hope just the 3 winners are on board, right? Was it Joe Walsh, Steve Miller, Glenn Fry, or Uncle Ted Nugent? Oh, okay. I see that there are 3 winners. Thank you very much. And 67, 2 of you for Joe, 1 for Ted. And the answer is Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh. That was kind of his big start. All right. We got Mark, Chin, and Chris. Congratulations to the 3 of you. Next question. What was the Beastie Boys debut album? Talk about a mixed bag, right? From this to that. Licensed to Ill, Check Your Head, Ill Communication, or Paul's Boutique? Paul, you have a boutique? I love your background, by the way. The guesses are, so the quickest one that answered got the most points. That was Mark. Next question, question 3. And there are 8 in this round, by the way. What was the first Nirvana album released on a major label? Was it Bleach, In Utero, Nevermind, or Incesticide? Oh, I think you guys know your Nirvana. Good job. Never mind. Question 4. Who is the original Genesis guitar player? Was it Alan Holdsworth, Mike Rutherford, Steve Hackett, or Anthony Phillips? This is a deep cut. You have to be a real Genesis fan to know this one. 2 for Mike, 1 for Steve. The answer is Ant Phillips. Mike was there, but primarily played bass. He's one of the founding members. All right, Anthony Phillips, who went on to, I believe he was a founding member of Camel, if I remember correctly. Mark's on top, followed by Chen, followed by Chris. Next question. We're halfway through the winner's round. Which Rush instrumental track was recorded entirely in one take? If it'd be any of them, it'd be amazing. Let's see which one it was. La Villa Strangiato, Leave That Thing Alone, Where's My Thing, or YYZ? Two of you for Where's My Thing, 1 of you for YYZ. The answer is dun 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 dun. There we go. In one take. You know, that's such an amazing song. And to think, well, if that took one take, what was the deal with the other songs? That's the most complicated one of all of them. What went on there? I don't get that. I played that in a band when I was young. I learned it when I was 15. Don't want to brag. I'm just saying. I learned it when I was 15, played it in a band, and we crushed it. It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun in those days. Mark just swears I must have had 9 girlfriends. I had 1 solid girlfriend the whole time. Mark Zudkov, followed by Chin, followed by Chris C. Good job, Mark. Let's see how this goes. We got 3 more questions. What Motorhead song is considered their signature anthem? Bomber, Iron Fist, Overkill, or Ace of Spades? Ooh. First one to answer got the most points. Mark is still on top. Chin's creeping up. Here we go. We got 2 more. The Bee Gees wrote the soundtrack for which 1977 film? Footloose, Saturday Night Fever, Grease, or Staying Alive? Oh, nice. Wow, Mark's got a fast finger. if he was the first one to answer. Probably was, unless Chin just got ahead and he answered first, or might have been Chris, and that's why Chris leapt so far ahead in points. We don't know. Last question, and we'll see who the grand champion is, who gets to spin the grand champion winner's wheel. Which Police album features a hit Every Breath You Take? Was it Ghost in the Machine, Regata de Blanc, Synchronicity, or Zaneta Mondetta? Which Eric was listening to in prep. That's a good study right there. Your guesses are, oh boy, I don't know if I've seen this that many times where all three winners vote for the same answer so many times. Let's see. So before I reveal the answer and the final points, depending on how quickly Chris answered, he could win. Depending on how quickly Chin answered, he could leap ahead of Mark. Depending on how quickly Mark answered, he could retain that grand champion winner spot for today. And we've got Synchronicity. Mark is on top. Give him a big hand, folks. I'll pull out that big spinning wheel. All right, so we're going to go to the winner's wheel from Mark. And let's look at what we have. We have 1 year of premium Drum Talk TV Brilliance membership. If you're already a member, you can give us the name, email, pay it forward if you want. My set of marketing books, I have 3 marketing books I wrote on the big tips on how I grew Drum Talk TV. It works for any business. A guest VJ spot. I don't know, is that a win or a punishment? Or 3 months of premium. So there's some fun stuff there. Go ahead and say spin, Mark, and we'll see what you get.
Spin.
There we go. What does he get? What does he get? What does he get? And guest VJ spot. Nice. Awesome. Well, I know from your interaction on some of our fan Q&A sessions with big artists that you are a pretty big music buff, I believe. So that'll be fun. So Aisha will get your info, and I will personally reach out to set up a meeting with you to talk about what a good fit would be for you to co-host a show we already have, or if you and I do something special. And there you go. So folks, please go ahead and chime in the chat, and let's see how everybody did. I guess you could do 2. The fun level is the first number, and the next number could be how you fared compared to how you thought. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, everybody. Hope you had fun. Open the chat and see. Cool. Yeah, guessing's always okay, Annalise. Yeah, we do our best to check the answers. It's in total honesty, sometimes there's so many to check that we don't get it done efficiently. We will work on that. Yeah, that was kind of mislabeled the way they gave us that. It's not the track that was it, it's the technique. Interesting. Thanks for all that feedback too. That helps. Mark says sheer dumb luck. Really? Like, seriously, Mark? You weren't guessing the whole time, were you? We've seen that happen, though. Oh, yeah, you can. There you go. I think you can unmute now.
Thank you. No, the sheer dumb luck was for something else.
Oh, okay.
You had asked a question about how, I don't remember which one now, but there was something and it just occurred to me. It's actually a Harry Potter quote from McGonagall. Sheer dumb luck.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fun stuff. Everyone, I want to thank you so much for joining us. I hope this was a nice break for you. And if you're not already a member of Drum Talk TV Brilliance, I hope you'll become a member. A year is only $30 or $3 a month, less than probably a can of beer these days. I don't know. I don't drink beer. Definitely less than a pizza or bucket of chicken, or even a sandwich off a catering truck. So jump in, help us grow, invite your friends, give them a discount, make some bucks as one of our ambassadors, and we'll see you hopefully on the next game, which will be on the 21st. Same time, we have metal of the 90s, the thousands, the 2000s, that is, and the 2010s, 3 different rounds of different decades of metal. And then on the 28th, same time, we've got disco collides with rock, what rock songs borrowed from disco. And there's an extra element in there, not just the prize wheels, but if you come dressed up, you can win a prize. Best dressed in either disco or metal, we'll have 2 categories, give away 2 separate prizes. Everyone participating will vote. So have some fun, dress up. It's right before Halloween. Halloween's no longer like dressing up as death or
Wait,
any of
Dad.
that. It's more of a masquerade party now, right?
Dad, so to clarify, the dress up is only for the game show on the 28th, right?
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Okay, so that's
Correct.
disco and rock. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. And yeah, when I was younger, I used to get mad if someone dressed up for Halloween as a Power Ranger. Like, how is that part of Halloween? How is that part of All Hallows Night? How's that part of that story? Like, I think I was a little too granular in those days or something. All right. Thanks, everybody, so much. We appreciate you taking time to join us and for following us. We got a lot of great stuff happening as far as booking more artists for the fan Q&As and fun stuff happening in December for end of year. We got the game show champion. Everyone that's ever won a whole game will compete, and we'll come up with some really special prizes and other fun stuff along the way. So thank you so much. www.drumtalktvbrilliance.com if you want to check it out. You can check it out for free first if you want. And we'll see you all soon. And those of you who are here that are part of Drum Talk TV's team, please stay on board with me for a few minutes. And thanks, everyone. Take care. Have a great night.